How's it going, guys? So today I'm planning installing some ditch lights onto my GMC Sierra. I went with these Zroadz brackets. They're for the 2019 to 2020 Sierra 1500. Comes with the brackets and the fasteners for the ditch lights. I went with rigid midnight edition, the D series Pro, and this is how they look. So I do have the diffused lens on here. I'm thinking it'll work pretty good with what I want it to do. And if you check out, where is it? This box, it'll kind of show you how the light output is. So kind of like a flood light pattern this will put out. So stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the plug or the switch that this comes with. I do have some extra switches that was laying around, so I might use this one. And what's pretty good about it is kind of gives you a diagram on how you can wire it depending on what you want the switch to do. So you can have it like always on, or on when the switch is on. So yeah, I might go with this. Depends. I also have another type. So we'll see how it comes out first. And if I do have enough time, I had some LED strips, some extra LEDs lying around, so I might wire this to give some light under my hood if I ever do need it. So stay tuned. Alright guys, I got the brackets. Alright, I got the lights mounted to the brackets. I decided to go with a relay, so I had to do some modifications to the wiring harness. So if you can see these two wires, they come into this split, and they come out over here. So these three wires initially would have gone to the switch, and fairly easy, or sorry, wrong switch. And rigid does give you a layout for wiring either non-relay or with the relay. It doesn't come with a relay, but I had one lying around, so I decided I'll just use it. I did label everything, so it's easier for me. I'm not in electrician, but I do wire things myself. So it's just pretty much the pin numbers and where they go. You can see the diagram there. 86 is the switch, and that is temporarily hooked up to my switch, which is here. And if you can see through this other diagram that I showed you guys earlier, I decided to go LED always on, and that's how that switch is wired. So from that switch, I made it easy for myself. There's basically a red wire, which I'll tap into my switch source in my truck, but for now I just put it to my old motorcycle battery. The black wire off of this switch goes to the ground, and the green goes to the relay. And if you look back at the relay, right, you got your pin 87, which hooks directly up to the positive for the lights. So sorry I put some split loom on here already, but if you was to follow both lights, they do come down through here, and this is the wire. Sorry, it's kind of messy, but that's what pin 87 is hooked up to. Pin 30 is my battery. Oh, sorry. Let's see. There we go. So pin 30 is the power. So that's this part of this wire that comes with the rigid lights, and I just hooked it up to my battery for now. And ground is pin 85, and 86 is the switch. So pretty easy wiring. It is daytime right now, but it is a white light that's constant on. It's a small ring, so if you see, when I press it, it triggers the relay, turns on the lights. So now all I have to do is mount the lights, run the wires, and I'll show you guys how it ends up. Alright guys, got everything hooked up. These are the ditch lights with the Zroadz brackets. Okay, if you look in here, I have the switch on the other side, but these are the 3 wires that come from the switch. This blue wire I fished through the firewall, and it connects to my switch. And this is the switch power, and I ran this through, come up here, and I have a distribution block here that's piggybacked off of this fuse, and the ground, fished it up and connected it here. So this is the only wire that I fished through the firewall. Okay, let me get to the driver's side. Okay, driver's side. This is where I mounted the switch. So this is my my air tank that I have in the back for onboard air. So it is on switched power, so I need to turn on the truck in order for it to work. Let me see if I can do that right now. There you go, light is on. And if I push this, there you go. I'll try and get better night video from that. And let's check under the hood now. Okay, so I did wire a switch here for these two LED strips, and there's another LED light there. I kept that on Velcro so I could detach, and if I needed to look into the engine bay better, easy to get to. So turn that on, and you can see my relay here and all the wires running through down that hole up here and to the battery, positive and negative, and then the blue wire goes all the way through. If you can see, I already have a bunch of wires going through that grommet already for other accessories that I installed previously. But if you can see where that blue wire goes in, you just cut the tip off of that grommet and you can feed your wires through. So that's about it. See if I can get some night shots on the trail. See how good these rigid lights are. But yeah, this is how they mount. So what I did was took this one off first. You can see some of my match marks here, but I took this off, slid this in, snugged it down, and did the same for the bottom. So pretty much one for one. Fairly easy. Once you I installed these lights on first, and then I just slid it. Okay, so I did some driving around last night with the just to test out the beam pattern on the Rigid Midnight Edition D series diffused. So it's pretty bright, but I think I'm gonna end up swapping them out for the Midnight series spotlight. So these will probably end up going on my racks back here. I'm thinking putting it up here. And I don't think I covered this yesterday, but let's see. If you do look under here, the way I okay, so the way I mounted everything was there's a nice little opening on these Z brackets that you can see where I zip tied, and because this part of the hood or the truck is super soft, I didn't have to like worry about running these any other way. So of course I put the split loom on here. I put a zip tie mounting piece here, and I ran into this opening here, all the way towards that side. Same for the other side. There is a plastic piece here that you can pop off to give this whole panel more flex if you need. But that's pretty much how I put the wires in there. And I did this a while ago, but if you notice, I took my antenna off, and I basically redid the bracket in there to where it points the antenna under here. So this piece right there, this is actually my antenna that I covered with a rubber cover. I don't even know where I got this rubber piece from. It's just lying in my garage, probably from one of my other projects. But I just put the rubber there to prevent the sound. So radio works good, everything works pretty good, and I get that clean look of no antenna. So yeah, that's how she looks. Before I switch out the ditch lights, I will get some night shots of how these look, and then I'll show you guys how the new spotlights will look. So stay tuned. Alright, okay, so it's been a couple days and my second pair finally came in, which is the rigid Midnight Series spot version. So like I said earlier, I had the diffused spot and I wasn't totally satisfied with the light output. So before I fully change out both sides, I'm gonna wait till nighttime and test out, I guess just to show you guys in a comparison to what the spotlight looks like and the diffused spot looks like at night. So if you look side by side, this is how they both look side by side. So you do see kind of the yellow coming from the LED, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more better light output for what I'm going to be using it for. I want to say the last video I took on this, I had these mounts face the right way, the correct way, or what I think is the right way, and I didn't really like how high it sat, so I mounted them backwards, and it has a much lower profile, and still I think I'm able to have a good angle on the light. Let's see, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you look at this light, which I just took off, I mounted it backwards. If earlier I had the mount in this way, so to get it shorter, I just flipped it around and installed it this way, like that. So yeah, I'll show you guys the comparison when it gets a little bit darker. So it's still kind of light out, so stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm just in a empty parking lot right now. Just got out of the gym, so I figured I'd do a quick ditch light comparison. So this is just my regular headlights. If I turn on my highlights, that is highlights, and then if I turn on my fog lights, that's my fog lights. I did re-angle my headlights to face more towards the ground, just so I don't blind the people in front of me, since my truck is lifted. And for my ditch lights, here they are. So the left side is going to be the spot, and the right side is going to be the flood, or sorry, excuse me, it's the diffused spot. So here we go. And there it is. So it's clear that the spot shines way brighter, and you can barely tell what the diffuse spot does. That's the brightness of the diffuse, the diffused. So once again, spot on and off, diffused on and off, and that's with both of them on. So hopefully that helps you guys make you guys choice on what you guys want to run as far as the rigid midnight edition. All right, see you guys soon.
Yeah.
I just want to see a difference.
Oh, it's a huge difference.